Shabbat Shalom. I'm not sure what the opposite of unruly is. Is it ruly? I don't know. This is a very ruly congregation, but tonight, I don't know. But we welcome everybody here tonight. We thank you for your love and your devotion to this day of Shabbat, this day of rest. And just a few brief announcements. First of all, if you have a mobile phone with you, which I presume many people do, if you just wouldn't mind putting it on silent, that would be helpful. And enjoy, and so good to see you all. Shabbat Shalom.
As always, friends, a nigun to help us fully arrive, create some space together.
Shabbat Shalom. May this day be a good one for us all. I want to take just a personal moment to thank you all for being here tonight. I know this service is in honor of my becoming Rabbi Emeritus and my final few Shabbatot with you. But being here is very important to me. Your being here is very important to me. And so thank you. I know that there were some who could not be here tonight, and they've contacted me. But this day, I for those of you who have watched or have seen recently, I've been asking people to think about the best thing in the week that's happened, in the week gone by. At these moments, right when Shabbat is about to start, to sort of review in our minds, what is that good thing that happened to us in the week gone by? So take a moment. You don't need to share, but I will. So for me, this is the best moment that's happened to me this week. So as we observe this day of Shabbat, and as we celebrate that which is in our hearts, that which is good in our lives, and that which we defer in our thoughts, the thoughts that have been hurtful and harmful, that we defer for 24 hours maybe, but we spend this day of rest. Shabbat is above all a time of slowing down, a time of noticing life around us. If you haven't looked at the people around you in the congregation, I'm talking to the choir, but they've rehearsed They know each other. But take a look around you. Just see the other faces of the people here to celebrate this day of beauty, this day of rest. And know that we are with one another in this whole day. We live sometimes in such a comfortable, privileged, and maybe hurried world, and sometimes we don't appreciate all the wonders in our world. Sometimes we don't properly notice the courtesies that people extend to us, the kindnesses that they do for us. And we don't sometimes notice the dedication of service to humanity that comes out just because we are reflectively and reflexively able to make it happen in our lives. Each of us has that talent. So on Shabbat, we stop to nurture that talent of reaching out to someone else and just making sure that we are human to them. So on this day, we do indeed slow down our pace. We get to participate in unique acts and actions that bring us closer to one another and closer to the purposes that are our planets. It also, this day brings us an opportunity to have greater contact with those who mean the most to us. And also, this day allows us to perceive this force in the universe, which sometimes people call God, and at other times people call the source of life, but that which is inside of us and allows us to be creative and good people in this world. When we open our eyes to the beauty of this world and to the possibilities that stand always before us, we grow, we expand our humanity, we expand toward the greater reaches of the heavens, and we make our lives fuller and more blessed. And so I wish that for all of us here tonight. We'd like to invite you to join one another, welcoming one another, to acknowledge how good it is that we are here. For those of you who want the words of Hine Matov, it's on page 128 in the prayer book. We start with Hine Matov. Hine Matov Adai, Shevet HaKikam Yachad, 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 Hine Matov Adai, Shevet HaKikam In the ongoing life cycle of our community, we want to make sure you know that a week from tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the morning, Henry Rather, a young member of our community, will come to this bima, called to this bima as a bar mitzvah. And so we'd like to invite Henry and his family to please join us here on the bima, and they'll help inaugurate the Shabbat with us. I want to invite the community to turn to page 120 as we begin to offer these blessings or these words to thank God for the light and to thank God for this day of rest, this Shabbat day. And did I say that everyone's invited to the bar mitzvah? So if you want to come, you should come as well. So who's going to be lighting the candles? Who gets to light the candles? Okay, go right ahead. Get close to the microphone.
Who can look directly into the light, we can behold only a small portion, a fragment of the light, and when that one light is fragmented, the colors of the rainbow result. So let us give thanks for all the colors of the rose. All of them are part of the one light we are bathed in, the one light that is our fountain of our life. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the secret fastness of the heart. Blessed are the hearts with strength to stop their beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlimer, shel Shabbat.
Shalom. A pre-mazel tov to you. And we'll see you, if not before, we'll see you this week and next Shabbat morning. Okay, mazel tov.
Sha'ah tova, mazel tov.
B'sha'ah tova, indeed. We turn to page 142 as we welcome Shabbat also with these words, thanking God for the messengers that have brought us this day of rest. 142, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ruachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zidchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
I am often asked whether I had a good Shabbat. And I'm intrigued by this question, but I do need to think back and reflect. What was my Shabbat like? What did I do? Whom did I see? What did I do to achieve the rest and recreation of the soul that we strive for? How did I spend my day? And it's when I don't remember that I know I had a good Shabbat, because it's not exactly what I did, but merely the fact that I had the opportunity to rest. And I did something that was less than mindful, maybe. I hope I'm mindful all the time. But something that just allowed me to rest and separate from the regular duties that I have. That makes me feel good. Having a good Shabbat means allowing me to think, to renew myself and recommit myself to the world around me and my family and friends. So I hope that this day is a similar kind of day for us all. May our Shabbat day indeed instill in us these qualities of peace and contentment. We begin Kabbalat Shabbat on page 130.
Mm-hmm. So friends, some people who have spoken with me over the last couple of months know that I've been pestering the rabbi over the last couple of months. What are his favorite tunes, particularly for this Shabbat? And of course, in a very diplomatic and possibly honest way, he said to me, well, I love everything that you've written. which was very nice. So we'll be singing, starting Kabbalah Shabbat with my setting of L'chuna Ranana. It may be new to many of you. Pressure-free invitation to join in whenever you feel comfortable.
Kabbalat Shabbat is our opportunity to offer gratitude for the greatness of creation. On page 134, we continue thanking God. On 134, it's the fifth line down in the Hebrew and in the transliteration. Yiram hayam umelo.
There's a little bit of a call and response in this. The choir will help us out with that. Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Tevel liyosheva.
Yiram hayam umelo.
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 Tevel liyosheva.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo. Yiram hayam umelo. Tevel liyosheva. Yiram hayam umelo. Neharot imcha uchaf yererererereinu. Yachararim yiraneinu. Neharot imcha uchaf. Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Yiram hayam umelo.
Del biyoshveiva. Yiram hayam umelo.
To you, Shabbat, we offer our thanks on page 138, L'cha Dodi. And we rise, as later on, when we rise, as always, we're rising in body or in spirit. On verse 9, we'll do that. We're offering verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 tonight.
Yada da 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 L'cha Dodi. Yada da 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 L'cha Dodi. Yada da 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 B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat, Nikam, Yada da 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 L'cha Dodi. Yada da 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 Nikam, Yada da 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 B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat, Nikam, Shamor v'zachor, v'diur echad, Yishtianu elam yuvad, Adonai echad, U'shmo echad, V'shem Likrat Shabbat, Lechum v'elchad, Ki bekor ha'beracha, Merod Zipedem, Ve'esucha, Sof Ma'aseh, Shabbat Tefila. Shalom, Atzeret Vayah, Gam B'Simcha, U'B'Zola, Ochem Unei, Am Segula.
Page 140, this psalm for the Sabbath day, Tov Lehodot. Again, a psalm of gratitude from our hearts.
Mizmor Shir Leon Hashav. Oh, no, that's not the right key. Mizmor Shir Leon Hashavat.
בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, בלילות. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. עלי עשור ועלי נבר עלי היגיון בכינון בכינון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. ולזמר לשמך עליון. At various points in the service tonight, we're about to begin Ma'ariv, but at various points we'll be asking you to refer also to the handout, to this program for tonight. So let's get that ready on page 3, as in a few moments we'll offer a call to worship. In the Mishnah, in Pirkei Avot, the rabbis ask, who is wise? And the answer given it is the one who learns from everyone. So tonight, permit me to refer to another sacred tradition, something that you may know, when I cite Confucius, who likely was not Jewish, but who said this: if you want to plan for a year, plant rice. If you want to plan for 10 years, plant trees. If you want to plan for a century, educate children. Sorry. The Shema and its blessings that we come to now in this service remind us of all the traditions that we transmit to future generations. Gratitude for creation, a love indeed of learning, and of the human powers of liberation. May we all enjoy these benefits with great, great satisfaction and in great abundance in the years to come. We offer on page 3 a call to worship, and at a certain moment I might be asking you to rise, but
Choir's going to stand first.
the choir's going to stand first because they're actually helping us, and then we'll all stand after a little while in body or in spirit.
Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses some. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam. Amen. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses come. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Do-do-do,
Let us read together in the prayer book on page 149 at the top. 149 at the top. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
El Chai v'Kayam, Tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai, Amari Aravi.
Amen. At the top of page 150, we continue together.
Ahavat olam, Beis Yisrael, Amcha, Amcha, Amcha. Torah u'mitzvot, u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shofteinu, u'meinasiach tiftecha, v'nizmach v'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Yihen ayenu, evorech yameinu, u'lahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavat ha'al tasir, v'imenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Oher Amo Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ha'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Adonai, Adonai Echad. Adonai, Adonai Echad.
We continue at the top of page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on page 157.
Please read responsibly with me. In a world torn by violence and pain, world far from wholeness and peace, give us courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May the earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. 158.
Lai, 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 לפני משה ומרים צאני עלו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם אדוני ימלוך לעולם ידע אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Many years ago, our people stood in the wilderness, unwilling to go back to the rigors of slavery, yet unable somehow to visualize what it meant to be a free people. They were paralyzed, powerless to choose a direction for themselves or to understand the true nature of God's protecting care. And they spent 40 years wandering in the desert until they gained for themselves enough courage to do that. Give us in our day, O God, the confidence to place our trust in you and in those around us, so that we all may lie down this night in peace and rise tomorrow in appreciation of the privilege of divine service, whether in the wilderness and whether in times of confusion or in times of comfort and in places of comfort. For as we serve you, God, so too do we serve all humanity and therefore improve the world in which we live. We continue with Hashkivenu. On page 160 and 161.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us.
The one thing that we in a community like this do as an everyday occurrence is that we give of ourselves and we think of the benefit and welfare of other people. So the tefillah that we offer on Shabbat and at other times, the other 2 times a day that traditionally Jews might offer worship, that gives us an opportunity to think internally about improving ourselves. Each of us has those thoughts every day, of course. Darn, why couldn't I have done that better? Or, that was really great, good job. I hope we all have moments of more the former than the latter, the latter than the former, sorry. But this gives us an opportunity, the tefillah that we're about to embark upon tonight gives us that same chance to think about how we can be better people in the world, to those people sitting around us, to those people in our community, to those people who mean the most to us in our lives. We continue with page 162 with Vishamaru. Please join one We now continue on page 164, and for the first few brachot of the tefillah, we will offer just the Hebrew-facing pages. We invite you to rise again on page 164, invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai. Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula libnei bneihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav ve'Hoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayei emunato, Lishenei afar, Nichamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata le'achayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
Amen.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. We continue the tefillah with prayer silently through page 183 and offer the prayers from the prayer book or the prayers from our heart.
You're still offering prayers from your heart. You're welcome to continue. We're on page 181 in the prayer book. Create a pure heart within me. Let my soul wake up in your light. Open me to your presence. Flood me with your Holy Spirit. Create a pure heart within me. Let my soul wake up in your light. Open me to your presence. Flood me with your Holy Spirit. Then I will stand and sing out the power of your forgiveness. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. Create a pure heart within me. Let my soul open me to your presence. Create a pure heart within me. Let my soul open me to your presence. Holy Spirit. Then I will stand and sing out forgiveness. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. My mouth of my lips and my mouth will declare your praise. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. And my mouth will declare your praise. And my mouth will declare your praise.
Please turn to page, open the mic. Please turn to page 371. It is our opportunity to send healing prayers and hope for wholeness to those who are ill on this night, those who are at home, those who might be in the hospital. You might be even watching us online at this time. Those in our community here tonight who are healing from injuries and illness, physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual. These are people whom we love and whom we think of every week. And although we offer this prayer every week, it is not a rote, certainly, set of prayers that we say, but it is truly prayers from the heart that we offer for those of us whom we know who need prayers for healing. When they learn that we are praying on their behalf, that raises their spirit and allows them to fully utilize the healing powers that God has placed within us all. On our current healing list, we have about 75 members of our community and others whom people have notified us about. And there also may be people who come to your mind right now. And so as I scan around the community, we want to invite you to add names to this healing list of people whom we should be thinking about, people who need a prayer of healing and wholeness at this time.
Harvey Pines.
Ellen Korzinski. Amy Bushman.
Gary Rothstein, Bill Shapiro.
Lisa Baker, Free Coaching.
Are there other names of people we should be remembering and thinking about on this night?
All suffering from war and famine.
Dear God, aloud and in our hearts, we name those facing illness and pain. We join our prayers to the prayers of all who love them. At the middle of the page on 371. And let us say, Amen. Ishevera, Igotenu, Mikor Habraha, Lavotenu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. So it was very evident to me by our online calendar that tonight's service was different than many. I understand by reading there, it was a service to honor me as I become Rabbi Emeritus of Temple Beth El, perhaps even to send me on my way to my next little assignment that I have. But I'm hoping to be worthy of the distinction that you all have placed with me, upon me, to be this community's Rabbi Emeritus. And I pledge you my support. I pledge support to you and all members of Temple Beth El. I pledge my support to Rabbi John Prosnit and the wonderful skills that he's going to bring to you. I also pledge myself to the future of liberal Jewish life in Madison, which Temple Beth El has been the beacon of for almost 85 years. So think about that. This week in the Torah, we read the parasha of Naso. And it has 3 or 4 or 5 major narrative lines. They talk about, it's the dedication of the Ohel Moed and the dedication of the Mishkan, the dedication of the desert sanctuary. There are the rules of the Sotah, the unfaithful spouse, I would have to say, because I would apply it to both men as well as women, and anyone in between. It has the rules of the Nazir, who is that special person who is not a member of the priestly clan and not a Levite, but still wants to serve the temple and all the things that the synagogue or the temple does. We also have the introduction in this particular parasha of the priestly benediction of our people, that 3-line wonderful evocative blessing that we offer someone when they are on their way somewhere and when they have done something wonderful and when good things are happening. But of course, I want to focus for 2 seconds on the very final verse of this parasha. And this is after all of these events have happened, and Moses is dedicating the Mishkan. And the final verse, which is verse 89 of chapter 7 of the book of Numbers, it says, when Moses went into the tent of meeting to speak with God, Moses, would hear the voice, I guess with a capital V, that was speaking to him. Now, the commentators make all kinds of references to this particular verse. They say that the word speaking to him, it's not midaber, as it would be in normal Hebrew, it's midaber. So they say that's actually a short reflexive form. So it's like that God is speaking to the divine self, and Moses is privileged to hear the divine self speaking. And I'm led to remember in the book of Genesis when God is walking with Abraham and God is thinking, should I tell Abraham what I'm going to do to Sodom and Gomorrah? And that's where Abraham breaks in and says, no, you can't do that. Well, here, Moses is really listening to the divine thought that's thinking all of these thoughts about dedicating the Mishkan, but also perhaps the future of Israel. And who knows, maybe Moses got a foretaste of exactly what was going to happen to the Israelites in the desert. And Moses had this entry into this entree, maybe, into the divine thinking process. But it was clear from the verse that God's voice was addressing him alone and no one else, because the singular form in Hebrew is used, elav, which means to him, to Moses, meaning it was only for him. It was directing him and hoping that he had a successful conclusion in leading the people onward, directing him toward a new home for the Israelite people. Now, that in a way is similar, and I want to draw this comparison to tonight's Hasidic Midrash that Martin Buber speaks about in his book, The Way of Humanity, that new translation that just came out this year. And if you'd like to follow along, I'm going to offer this for us. It's on page 4 of the program tonight, so you can take it home if you'd like this Midrash. But this Midrash is likely familiar to you. So I'm reading beginning at the second paragraph. After many years of great poverty, which had never shaken his faith in God, Rabbi Isaac, whose name was Rabbi Isaac of Yekel, dreamed that someone directed him to look for a treasure in the city of Prague under the bridge which leads to the king's palace. When the dream occurred for a 4th time, Rabbi Isaac prepared for that journey to Prague. When he arrived, he saw that the bridge was guarded day and night and did not dare to start digging for the treasure. Nonetheless, Rabbi Isaac went to the bridge every morning and kept walking around it until evening, hoping for something miraculous to happen. After 2 weeks of this daily routine, the captain of the guards, who had been watching him, courteously inquired whether he was looking for something or waiting for somebody. Rabbi Isaac told him of the dream which had brought him to the city from his faraway city. And the captain laughed. And so, to satisfy your dream, you wore out your shoes to come here. All right, you know, if I had faith in dreams, if I had that kind of a conviction, I should have traveled too. One time, a dream told me to go to Krakow and dig for a treasure under the stove in the room of a Jew named, Isaac of the son of Yekel. Ah, yes, that was the name. Isaac, son of Yekel. I can just imagine what that would be like. How should I have to knock on the door of every house over there where half of the Jews are named Isaac and the other half are named Yekel? The guard laughed again. At that moment, Rabbi Isaac bowed in gratitude, quickly traveled home, dug up the treasure from under his stove, and, presumably with the proceeds, built the new synagogue, which is called the Shul of Rabbi Isaac. Take this to heart, Rabbi Bunim would conclude, who told this midrash, and make it what it says your own. There is something you cannot find anywhere in the world, not even at the home of a holy person. Yet there is nevertheless, a place where you can find it. So like a voice addressing Rabbi Isaac, the son of Yekel, in his dreams, so Moses is inferring that God's directions are worthy and helpful in pointing him in the right way to lead his people. Stay with me. The congregation knows that I'm a movie buff. I have a great penchant for things Hollywood. I grew up in the shadow of the industry. After all, I grew up in a suburb called Studio City. What did you expect? And so I'm thinking of a movie, and I'm thinking of the concluding scenes of this movie. And what film do you think it is? You don't have to answer, unless you know. What else? It's The Wizard of Oz. It's a theme I've come to time and again here. This is the scene where Dorothy, along with the wizard, is about to leave Oz. And Glinda is, but she missed the boat. She missed the balloon. And so Glinda is reminding Dorothy that she had the powers to go home all the time. You don't need to be helped any longer. You always had the power to go back to Kansas, says Glinda. And what does Dorothy learn? Dorothy learns these things. I'm paraphrasing from the film script. It wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Em. She did not need to go looking any further than her own backyard to find her heart's desire, because if it wasn't there, she never really lost it to begin with. I never really understood those lines until I became much older. And I'm not sure they make a whole lot of sense. It's cinematically a difficult moment in the movie, but Glinda reminded Dorothy and her Ozian friends that, yes, it's right before you, it's right there with you, underneath your stove, in your own backyard, wherever you wish to say, but that you have to learn these lessons by yourself. You have to take an adventure, and then like that good outline of the story of the hero who has to go out and learn the lessons and then come back and then save the day. There are other messages in that movie as well, and other messages perhaps that Rabbi Bunim teaches us as well about Rabbi Isaac. That this place which is most familiar and trustful, this place of nourishment and fulfillment, this is the place where the heart lies. This is the place where one can call home. And like a congregational community, your heart, your home is here, and you should know so is mine. The reality is that life is not as simple as Dorothy's experience or as Dorothy's dream, as beautiful Technicolor showed, or as neatly tied up in about 98 minutes. It is true that there is no place like home. And yes, sometimes a treasure is right there to be uncovered, to be enjoyed, to be shared with all around us. And yet sometimes, again, acquiring that treasure comes after a search. It comes after trial and error. It comes after meeting disappointment and confronting obstacles. And sometimes we don't even know it's there, and we don't recognize it. Now, for the Hasidic world, the teaching from this midrash is something dealing with the fulfillment in our lives, the fulfillment of existence. And they want us to understand that it is found where one is standing. Now, we could be standing in a lot of different places. And in our lives, we will be standing in a lot of different places. So we need to understand that. We need to understand that whether we stay in one place or whether we travel from place to place, that is the place that we are destined to be at that moment in time. And we are then challenged to find the treasure at that place, at that moment. And again, we find this treasure not only for ourselves, but also for those around us. That these treasures that we have around us are not for our own benefit, but they're for the benefit of all. Now, these are very rare moments of realization, because sometimes we're too concerned with life tasks and too concerned with other things that are happening in the world. And as I mentioned earlier tonight, Shabbat gives us the opportunity to pause and to wonder where next to go, need to imagine how to share the treasure with others in our world. And Buber wants us to do the following. Buber wants us to understand and accept that we live in an environment that shifts all the time, and our life situations change. And what happens to us now, or how we interact with others, we have to look for those moments of fulfillment, because sometimes they're going to be fleeting and sometimes they're going to be lasting a long time. But wherever they are, Buber asks us to look into ourselves and to find what it is that we need at any given moment of time. Because once we find them, then we recognize how to use them. Just as Dorothy recognized that once she understood her mission in the land of Oz, perhaps, once she found what she was looking for, then she understood what she needed to do with it. And that whole last scene of that movie was spent thanking her friends and blessing her friends and thanking Glinda and thanking the people of Oz. She was able to click her heels and go right home. That kind of journey is not always going to be ours. But we hope that the ease with which she takes this journey will be something that we too can do in our day, in whatever journey life takes us on. If we have ruby slippers, or according to the books that were written, silver slippers, if we have friends around us, or if we are alone in our lives, all of those things can be good for us, and all of those things can bring us to new journeys and new places in our lives. May God allow us to find that journey a safe one. May God allow us to take that journey in each of our lives and in all of our lives with good companions, with healthy relationships, and with goodwill in our hearts. Shabbat Shalom to you all. And now I'm going to turn this over to Cantor Nami.
But don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We now reach a time in our worship service where we typically will offer prayers or rituals that are concerned to the whole community. So we're going to take an opportunity to offer some blessings, marking this moment in the life of our congregation, this moment that is at the same time bittersweet and deeply sacred. So I'll be referring to pages 5 and 6 in our Shabbat supplement this evening. And I first want to actually invite the whole congregation to take part in a blessing. I'm going to start us off, and then I'll invite you all to join me. And the blessings will continue to abound. So today, Rabbi, you are setting out on a sacred new path. You have left your indelible imprint on this holy community that will never be forgotten. As we prepare for this transition, the conclusion of your service to the congregation as our rabbi, the shift to your new role as a rabbi emeritus, we look forward to a future yet to unfold. As we also look backward at the journey we've shared, I would invite everyone to join me. As a community, we thank you for being our rabbi, teacher, and leader. You have guided us on our Jewish journeys, have helped us reach new heights and achieve new dreams. As families, we are grateful for the time you've shared with us. You have celebrated with us at our simchas and have comforted us when we mourned. You were our companions through life's peaks and valleys. As individuals, we appreciate the conversations we have shared. You have helped us grow. You have touched our lives. With deep gratitude, we offer you blessings as your journey continues. May God bless you on this new path. May you enjoy the time of freedom which accompanies this next chapter of your life. May you be blessed with health and contentment. May you continue to serve our people as teacher and rabbi. May God protect you and comfort you. May all your prayers be answered. Together we say, Amen. And I will add, Mishiberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech et achenu v'Rabbeinu, she'over lamakom chadash. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, also bless you, our teacher, our friend, our rabbi, as you prepare for this new phase in your life and career. as you prepare to take on the role of interim rabbi at a congregation who, like Temple Beth El, is navigating a liminal season. May you bring to them the same wise perspective, the same warm and caring heart with which you have blessed this congregation for so many years. We ask God to protect you on your journeys so that you reach your new destination safely and in peace. We pray that your move will be a smooth one, that all your possessions will arrive safely. We pray that you depart with a sense of wholeness and completion, with memories of this congregation as a loving community, knowing that our relationships endure. We pray that you will find in your new, albeit temporary, home the warmth of community, the joy of new opportunities, new discoveries, new friendships. May all whom you encounter treat you with kindness, love, and compassion. And may your path be an easy one, one that brings you contentment and blessing. We pray that you will find always the blessing of peace and wholeness, and know always that Temple Beth El will be your home. I want to invite now to the Bima Rabbi Irv Ehrlich, Rabbi Andrea Steinberger, and Rabbi Paula Winnig, members of our congregation, to join me in offering a priestly blessing for our colleague. We'll do so in front of the ark. As the ark is opened, I'll invite the community to rise.
Let the glass doors open. I imagine. All right. Okay.
Yep, and this is your start. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you always feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
And we all say, Amen. Close the ark doors.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
Congregation may be seated, and as our colleagues return to their seats, I want to invite everyone to turn to page 6 in the supplement. For those of you who attended the gala on May 19th, I offered this song that I wrote in honor of Rabbi Biatch and his service to our community. So in this moment, I'll invite you all to sing the refrain, and again, pressure-free invitation. It's really not in tune. Hold on. It's okay. I'll take it. Find yourself a teacher, make yourself a friend. When wisdom comes from love, it makes a chain that has no end. And so we look to you and all the sacred lessons that we've shared. And we find this teaching hidden everywhere. That we are all connected and depend on one another. None of us can make it on our own. So come and take my hand, and we'll walk this path together. And we will know that we are not alone. community so strong. So each and every one of us can feel like we belong. That instead of judging quickly, we must try to understand. Be as kind and truthful as we can. We are all connected and depend on one another. None of us can make it on our own. So come and take my hand, and we'll walk this path together, and we will know that we are not alone. Even when life changes and our roads take us apart, the ways we've changed each other stay engraved upon our hearts. And so we look upon the friends we love, no matter far or near. Hold on to the memories so dear. We are all connected and depend on one another. None of us can make it on our own. So come and take my hand, and we'll walk this path together. We will know that we are not alone. We will know that we are not alone. We will know that we are not alone.
I would like to recall to the Bima, is that the right verb? I want to call back to the Bima Henry Rather and Henry's family, who will help us with Kiddush. There they are. Yeah. I forgot exactly where they were sitting. So we are so glad. We want to invite the community to turn to page 123 and take this opportunity again to remind you that a week from tomorrow morning, Henry will be called to the Bima as a bar mitzvah. So the Kiddush is on page 123. That's true. Then we'll give you this.
We usually have a stock of extra prayer books on the Bima, but as it happens, we ran out of prayer books this evening.
And hold on. Let me give you Cantor.
Yep, I'm going to help too.
Okay. And this is for you. I'm going to just take that off. That's grape juice, by the way. Just make sure you know. Okay, ready?
Ready.
All right, go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, kibuyot techilah, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kibanu bacharta, veltanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodeshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hin'al'anu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim.
B'sha'a tova. You can share that around if you like. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Looking forward to all celebrating with you. Thank you. We now would like to invite the community to turn to page 586 at the top of the page. Page 586 for Aleinu. We rise in body or in spirit as we begin to offer our concluding prayers. 586. We continue at the top of page 591. 591. We offer together. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, for all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. We continue on page 595.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember.
At this sacred moment, we call to mind those whose Yahrzeit occur at this time and those whom we've lost in our community and connected to our community in the last 30 days. If you are present tonight in mourning or observing a Yahrzeit, we invite you to rise as the name of your loved one is recited, and then we'll all join one another in the mourner's Kaddish. These are those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. We remember Amir Galiloval, cousin of Alex Avery, and we remember Bert Wagner, beloved member of this community, husband of Georgia Wagner, and cousin of Linda Berman. These are the Yahrzeit that we remember at this time in continuing dedication to the source of strength that they gave to us. We remember Betty Abrams, Sonia Adelson, Erna Asher, Bob Bauman, Eva Becker, Courtney Beidscheid, Simona Breslow, Abraham Bress, Albert Dizen, Jeff Erlanger, Lloyd Frank, Claire Ginsberg, Sidney Ginsberg, Irving Glassman, Jules Grossberg, Genya Kladnitskaya, Bruce Marshall, Harry Mertz, Lee Obrasky, Itzhak Reiser, Bruce Renwick, Jack Ross, Sarah Schur, Louis Schiffman, James Schneiderman, Michael Schoenfeld, Benjamin Martin Schubert, Sam Schwartz, Shepard Shapiro, Nathan Sobel, Ida Swarsensky, May Bernstein Sweetman, Rose Tischler, Fred Tuckman, Edward Waldman, Shirley Winner. Dear in our hearts and memories are the victims of the October 7 terror attack in Israel, as well as all the innocent victims of terror, murder, bloodshed, and war. There may be members of this worship community tonight who similarly are remembering loved ones whose names were not on the Kaddish list, but still their memories come to us at various times and they continue to share the blessings of their lives. And if there are people who would like to add names to this list of memory, we invite you all to do so.
Moses Paiewinski.
Are there others we should be remembering tonight? Zichronam livracha. May all their memories be blessings in our hearts and the hearts and minds of all those who knew and loved them. Testifying to the faith that binds the generations of our people together, we now invite the congregation to turn to page 598 for the mourner's Kaddish. We rise in body or in spirit as we offer these words of memory and the words of dedication. Please join one another. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, Ve'almad Divrach, Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, U'v'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agalah, U'vizman Karid, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, V'varach, Le'alam, U'lalmei Almaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitha'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithaleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudusha B'richu, Le'ela min kol birhata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Amiran ve'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shmaya, V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom miromav, Hu ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvei Tever, ve'imru, Amen. May God send peace to all who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved. And we say, Amen. Please be seated. Making announcements is sometimes a challenge because of the fear of leaving someone out, but I'll try not to do that, but here goes. I want to thank my rabbinic colleagues, first of all. I want to thank Rabbi Steinberger and Rabbi Winnig and Rabbi Ehrlich, whom I feel privileged to have been blessed by tonight. Thank you all so very much. I want to thank our musicians and our choir tonight because they put in extra rehearsals. They learned new music that was arranged by our cantor and written by our cantor, as you heard. So I want to thank the choir, the musicians, our two accompanists who have accompanied me through these 19 years of my being the rabbi here for Ted and for Mike. Thank you so very much for all of your time. Thank you, Janet, for being there as a support as well. I would want to offer thanks to Michelle and Dan Gustafson back there, who are the sponsors of tonight's Oneg Shabbat, along with our Temple Bethel Sisterhood. And we are so thankful that all of you have really offered and supported this Oneg Shabbat tonight that we'll be having a chance to observe in a few moments after the conclusion of the service in the Weinstein Community Court. A special word of thanks to my colleague, my Bima partner, for these almost now 5 years. Sometimes we share a Bima, sometimes we share a Zoom screen. I can't tell you how many times that when I get to turn my mic off, or I turn to my mic off and I listen to you sing, that I get to harmonize, and no one else gets to hear me, which is fine.
But I do.
And he might too. So that was a privilege to be able to, and that's one of the things that I shall miss most. COVID and the isolation, no, but having the ability to sing with Cantor Nami was very important, and it's a very enriching experience for me. So I thank you very much. Thanks to all of you who made this night possible. Thanks to Joanna Burke for helping to support this dinner that happened before this service tonight. Thank you all for being here for this service and for the dinner. And everybody, I think, left the social hall with enough time to get everything cleaned up before the beginning of services, which was our goal in asking people to leave. And again, reminding people that tomorrow morning there will be Torah study on Zoom and here in person, led by Steve Craid. Next week, keep these things in mind, friends. On Monday, June 17th, our office will close at 2 o'clock. We as a staff are getting together to celebrate later on that afternoon. So hopefully, if anyone has an emergency, you know how to reach us, and hopefully no one will have an emergency. So next Friday, there'll be Singles Creating Community Coffee Klatch at 9 o'clock. You know who you are. And next Friday evening will be Shabbat Midor Lador here in our sanctuary. And on Saturday, the 22nd of June at 9 o'clock, there'll be Torah study led by Steve Olson. And again at 10:30, please join one another as we welcome Henry Rather, the son of Lynette and Michael Rather, to this bima as a bar mitzvah. So we're so happy to be able to celebrate all of these things. For any more information, please go to tbemadison.org, and you can find how to register for all the things that need registration, all the new things happening with transition moments, as I think the cantor called them, liminal
Seasons?
Liminal seasons, thank you, as we go through this time of transition for a lot of us. And so be with one another at these times. Continue to make this community a place of joy. I'm going to turn it over to you again right now, because I'm not exactly clear what's going to happen. But that's okay.
We're going to close out with that song we just sang a moment ago, back on page 6 in the supplement, and this time, announcements, yes. I would like to invite a couple of representatives of our men's club and sisterhood, Dan Esser and Bettine Lipman, who want to make a brief presentation to you, so I think you have to stay here.
I think that's true. Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening. Rabbi, I'm so pleased to be on the bima with you once again tonight. I'm representing a men's club, and Men's Club and Sisterhood is giving you a certificate. We bought a certificate for at the Milk and Honey JCC in Scottsdale.
Oh my goodness!
And
wow.
we're thinking as you're moving along. So we're hoping that you enjoy a nosh or two, and that you think of us when you have that. And we're so grateful for all the lovely occasions we've all had with you, and we thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, how beautiful.
Temple Bethel Sisterhood is so appreciative, Rabbi, of your constant support, enthusiasm, caring, and connection for all that sisterhood and the women of Reform Judaism represent. You have been a long-standing relationship with sisterhood. As a rabbinic student, you were a recipient of the WRJ Yes Fund Scholarship. We have been so grateful for your presence and the blessings that you have bestowed upon Temple Bethel Sisterhood members at their installations. In addition to the restaurant certificate that Dan presented to you from the Men's Club and Sisterhood, which will help to nourish your body, please accept this gift of a Gary Rosenthal Shabbat candle holder from the gift shop to brighten your Shabbats.
Thank you.
And at this time, as the rabbi did just a few minutes ago, we invite the congregation to the community court for a very special oneg in honor of Rabbi, baked and prepared by members of sisterhood. And of course, our sincerest appreciation to Michelle and Dan Gustafson for the generous sponsorship of this wonderful Sisterhood Shabbat. And Onik.
Thank you, friends. It's so special to have you up here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And so yes, we'll close ourselves out with the song that we sang a moment ago, back on page 6 in the supplement. This time, the pressure-free invitation extends to the verses. Find yourself a teacher and make yourself a friend. When wisdom comes from love, it makes a chain that has no end. So we look to you and all the sacred lessons that we've shared, and we find this teaching hidden everywhere. That we are all connected and depend on one another. None of us can make it on our own. So come and take my hand, and we'll walk this path together. And we will know that we are not alone. Our sages taught us how to make unity so strong. So each and every one of us can feel like we belong. That instead of judging quickly, we must try to understand and be as kind, as truthful as we can. We are all connected and depend on one another. None of us can make it on our own. So come and take my hand, and we'll walk the path together. Life changes and our roads take us apart. The ways we change each other stay engraved upon our hearts. And so we look upon the friends we love, no matter far or near, and hold on to the memories so dear. We are all connected and depend on one another. Come and take my hand, and we'll walk this path together. And we will know that we are not alone. We will know that we are not alone. We will know that we are not alone.
Shabbat Shalom, my friends.
Shabbat Shalom.